Welcome to DucBloke Tuning. Please like and subscribe and leave comments in the comment section.
Welcome back to DucBloke Tuning and Finding the Sweet Spot. Today's video we're going to focus on two single dynamic driver IEMs that cost less than $100. One I've had for probably 4 months and the other one is fairly new. I bought it at Can Jam after listening to it at SoCal. Let's look at the one on the left first. This is the Sivga Q. It is a 10mm beryllium diaphragm driver, and the reason that's important, there are some premium materials for dynamic drivers that can make a lot of difference in the way they sound and perform, how fast they are, how well they reproduce music without having any resonance. Beryllium happens to be one of the premium grade materials that they use to coat the diaphragm with. And over here on the right, we've got the Simgot EA500LM. The LM stands for lithium magnesium. Again, another premium type of coating that you put on the driver in order to get better performance out of it. The EA500LM got a lot of praise when it was released about 4 months ago, 5 months ago. They both fit really well, by the way. You can notice that the shape of the IEMs are very similar. We're going to go through what's in the box first. I'm not going to do an unboxing, but we're going to show you some images. Here on the left, this is an image of what's in the box for the Sivga. You can see that the white cable, it's coax, very silk cable, excellent quality cable at this price point. EA500LM cable is also a nice cable, but I really think the Sivga is a better cable overall. Both come with cases. The Sivga comes with a PU leather case. I think it's nicer than the case that comes with the Simgot. The Simgot comes with 3 different nozzle types as filters. The problem with this is everyone wound up using the gold filters because that was the best sounding filter of all 3. I don't really see the point in putting an option for 3 different filters in the box if most people are going to gravitate towards a single one. With that, you now know what comes with each of these. Let's get into the actual sound tuning. The first graph I'm going to put up in the middle here, this is both overlaid in Squigly. So if you go to DucBloke.squig.link, you can do this yourself and you can find both of these IEMs there and overlay them. And they're overlaid against my base 2 target that is also loaded in to SquigLink, and you can tune to that target or tune to other targets. But what I do here is actually create an array of targets. So we're going to move on. I'm going to show you the next image, which is going to start with the Sivga. So on this side, you can see the Sivga final tuning that I used as the first step. I create an array of different PEQ tunings. I load those into my DAP. I listen to 30 songs. And when I'm done listening, I select which one I think was the best overall. Same thing on this side over here with the Simgot. The Simgot graph, this is where we started from in green. We then moved to the blue graph, was the best tuning before I loaded this into my K19 desktop DAC and the DSP software. I'm going to throw up another graph here that shows you how I select the actual graph. Here's the Simgot version. I've loaded in all of the results for listening to 30 songs, and then I build a graph that shows me which overall tuning gives the best result. And you can see one tuning doesn't actually suit everything, but there's one tuning that is, let's say, on average is going to work best across a broad range of what you're listening to. The next graph we're going to put up, I take this and I load it into the FIO K19s. It's this graph right here. You can see the FIO K19 DSP software. This is where I load the PEQ values that I generated previously, and I start to listen to a range of songs, and I move things around dynamically. And grab any one of those dots using the mouse and move it up or down, right or left, and actually change the tuning slightly in all the different regions. It gives me my final tuning, which I then load back into my DAP and start a listening of 40 songs. This is what creates the rating. With that, I'm going to put up the rating for the Sivga Q. The Sivga Q before and after. Before, it got a 7.72 out of 10. I found it kind of a flat IEM, a bit warm, a bit lacking bass and treble extension, but I knew having a beryllium coated driver that I could probably tune something in this to make it a lot better. What I wound up with after the tuning was an 8.54 out of 10, where just about everything was elevated in that red line all the way around on all the parameters. Next, we're going to look at the Simgot EA500LM just here. On this graph, it started out at an 8.04, higher than the Q, ended up at an 8.45. We're able to elevate it. It was much more rounded tuning, but it lacked a bit of slam and note weight, as you can see here in the lower left. And I really wasn't able to correct that. I was able to add a more tonality, texture, bass, treble, mid-range, detail to this IEM. Now we're going to look at both of them side by side, or overlaid within the spider graph. This is the spider graph of both of these IEMs. In red is the Simgot EA500LM. Better IEM out of the box. Better listening experience, 100%. But if you're willing to take a chance and work out what the PEQ settings are for this, we're going to go to the next one. This is the graph for the tuned versions of both of these. And you can see in red, the Q is better in the bass region, has much better bass feel. If you are into treble, then the Simgot EA500 in detail is your pony in this race. If you are a bass head, which I am, I prefer the slam and the feel that you get in the note weight I wound up getting from the Sivga Q. This is where we ended up on both of these IEM. The winner for me, by a nose, in this horse race was the Sivga Q over the EA500LM by 0.09. Both of them are great IEMs. So let's look at the specs. So I'm going to show you a picture of the beryllium driver and the picture of the specs for this IEM. It has a very high impedance at 32 ohms. It's a little bit more difficult to drive than your average IEM, but that actually creates a lot of clarity and cuts out, let's say, that white noise in the noise floor. But you're going to need something that has a decent amount of power in order to drive this. And then we're going to put up, again, this is the driver. The lithium magnesium alloy driver is included with the Simgot, and the specifications for the Simgot as well, where you can see the impedance on this IEM is at 21 ohms. It's not quite as difficult to drive. And with that, I appreciate all the patronage, all the people that have subscribed and liked the videos. Please subscribe and like if this is your first time visiting here. Give comments. I have the PEQ settings for both of these IEMs. If you would like them, please send me a message in the comment section, and I will give you my email address and email those over to you. I've actually sent both of these, by the way, to another online reviewer. That I own these. These are mine, but I sent him the actual units so that he could try it out as well and confirm my findings. And with that, DucBloke out.
Thank you for visiting DucBloke Tuning and finding the sweet spot. Your comments are very much appreciated. I'll try to respond as quickly as possible. Share the PEQ settings with you if you own these particular IEMs or if you plan on purchasing them to maximize your investment. Again, thank you so much for supporting the project.